Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Krista Joy from DisneyWays.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. We're so excited that you decided to tune in to the Disney Parks Podcast today. We have a couple of amazing, affordable events coming to Orlando that we want to tell you about. Christmas at Tokyo Disneyland Resort, so much Disney Springs news, and all kinds of other fun stuff. But first, we wanted to make an announcement about the winner of our Oogie Boogie signed photo. Again, if you are subscribed to the newsletter, that's how you had to enter to win this contest. I got to meet Ken Page a couple of weekends ago, and he signed an 8x10 photo, and we wanted to give one away to one of our newsletter subscribers. So remember, you want to subscribe to the newsletter so you can get in on some of these fun contests. But congratulations to Norma Young. She is our winner. She wrote us an email and said that her favorite thing at Epcot is the Food and Wine Festival. And yes, we have talked about it on the show. So thank you, Norma, for your email and for listening to the show. Send me your address and I'll get that photo shipped out to you as soon as possible. And Tony, do you have an announcement about our next meetup?
I do. We are going to meet up Saturday, November 15th at 3 p.m. at the Magic Kingdom Firehouse to have a fun-filled afternoon of playing Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. If you've never played or if you're an expert, come out and join us because you can watch me make a fool of myself. If you'd like more information, go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/events, and there's more information there. If you want, you can even, I think we have it on Facebook, right? We're a Facebook event?
Yeah, we have a Facebook event. Mm-hmm.
Facebook event, you can even RSVP and tell us you're coming. So, don't forget, Saturday, November 15th, 3 p.m., Magic Kingdom Firehouse. Be there or be a sorcerer.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. The weather's been gorgeous, so I hope that it'll be a gorgeous day on the 15th, and we'll have a blast. The Christmas decorations just went up at Magic Kingdom, so we'll get to enjoy all of that fun stuff. So next up, coming very soon, is a special event I wanted to share with you guys. It's called the Walt Disney Birthplace, an evening with Imagineer Bob Gurr. So if you're not familiar, Bob Gurr is an American amusement ride designer and Imagineer. He worked with Walt himself. He's very prominent in the design of the monorail. So if you're a fan of the monorail, you're a fan of Bob Gurr. Well, this amazing event is going to include plenty of very special guests. They haven't announced. I know some of them, and they are very special guests. These are going to be people you want to see, believe me. And it's just a rare opportunity to meet a true Disney legend. There are an extremely limited number of tickets available, so hopefully by the time this podcast goes out, there's still some left. And there's also going to be some unique opportunities which will only be available at this event. The event is going to be on Friday, November 21st, 2014, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and they're going to have it at the Celebration Golf Course right near Disney. Your ticket will include hors d'oeuvres and a silent auction to benefit the Walt Disney Birthplace. So if you recall, we had Dusty Sage on the show, and he shared that they are fixing up Walt's home that he was built in, as well as, many of his brothers and sisters that he was born in. I hope is that what I said? I don't know. But he was born there. They're restoring this house and making it into a historic landmark so that Disney fans can visit it for years and years to come, and they just need funding for that project. So that is where proceeds for this event will be going to. And pricing for this event starts at just $49. So we're going to put a link in the show notes, and hopefully you can get in there and get a ticket before they sell out. It's a pretty intimate event. Do expect that they may sell out, so make sure you get those as quick as you can. And then, Tony, did you want to share about the Robbie Sherman event?
If you want to know more about Walt's birthplace, go back about 2 podcasts. We have a whole interview. And you can learn everything you wanted to know about Walt's birthplace. Up is an event Krista actually helped put together with Robbie Sherman. It'll be Sunday, March 15th from 12 to 3 p.m. Brunch is included, and there'll be a cash bar if you feel like drinking. The event will take place at Howl at the Moon, which is at 8815 International Drive here in Orlando. Robbie Sherman will take you on a musical journey through 4 generations of the Sherman family. Also, he will sign Moose. Chapters of My Life will be available for purchase, and you can sign. Robbie Sherman actually will sign it. He doesn't want your autograph. You want his. During the event on March 15th, for more information, you'll need to contact Adria Smith, who is the president of the Disneyana Club, and you can reach her at bsmith9953 at AOL.com or call her at 407-256-3936, and only do that during normal hours of the day, not at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think Adria would really enjoy that.
Yeah, she's Eastern Standard Time, so Orlando time.
Yeah. Tickets are only $50 for the event, and only a few are remaining. So if you want to go see Robbie Sherman and hear all the great stories and listen to the great music, I would do this immediately, if not sooner. So put down this podcast, go email or call Adria and get this done. If you are sending a check to Adria, you'll have to make it payable to the World Chapter Disneyana Fan Club, and we will put Adria's address in the show notes. We are not going to broadcast it on a podcast. Go to DisneyParksPodcast.com, look for this show, and then you'll be able to see her address, her email address, her phone number, and a place that you can mail a check. This is going to be a one-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, to be able to sit with Robbie and hear him tell these stories and play the music. This is really going to be a lot of fun. If you're a Sherman fan, this is right up your alley. What are you waiting for? Put down this podcast. Go do it now.
Absolutely. For that ticket price to include a lunch and everything else, we have to thank Mad Hatter Adventures. They are the major sponsor of this event. There's no way we could have ticket prices this low if it weren't for them helping us cover costs. And also, we do expect to have money left over for a good donation to charity. So just know it's for a good cause. It's going to be an awesome afternoon. You will not want to miss it. Tickets are selling out. Come down in the spring next year and see Robbie at Howl at the Moon. It'll be so fun. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into the news now.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
First up, we have news from Tokyo, and we want to thank Chris over at TDRExplorer.com for this awesome news from Tokyo. Now, the entrance of Tokyo Disneyland is going to be decked to the halls with beautiful Christmas decorations here very soon. You can also expect another great display of decorations in front of Cinderella's castle. A holiday highlight in the park is the larger-than-life Christmas tree located just inside the entrance to World Bazaar. These are perfect spots for photo ops. You can expect photographer cast members to be in these locations to capture that magical moment for you. And yes, there's going to be a ton of Christmas merchandise to choose from. Chris says the cuteness and quality will make it impossible to walk through the shops without buying at least one thing. All the merchandise will be available. It's already available now. They put it out on November 1st, and there's going to be kinds of special goods, sweets. They're going to have Christmas design goods, create your own Christmas goods, and those create your own goods are a unique way to remember your trip to Tokyo Disneyland. You can create a keychain with your name on it, and they put your little name on there for free at the Frontier Woodworks shop. So that's kind of a cool idea for a little souvenir. If you're traveling now to Tokyo for the holidays, it sounds like it's going to be lots of fun. They've got a lot of cool stuff going on out there. So
okay, on with other news. Another act has officially debuted at Epcot's World Showcase. A new Moroccan performance group called, I am going to really not say this correctly, Binet Al, I don't even know how to say that word. What is that? Hayawata?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
The new Moroccan performance group.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, they better. The group is an internationally acclaimed ensemble of female performers who play traditional instruments while dancing and performing songs that are based on Moroccan traditions. Hey, that's going to be a change there. Musical styles include Berber chants, urban, Marrakesh beats. They're going to appear on the brand new stage that they made and then threw Moroccan out on Sundays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Shows will last for approximately 20 minutes and will take place at 1 p.m., 2:30, 3:15, 4:45, 5:45, 6:30, and then the last show at 7:45. The musical group obviously will be replacing Moroccan, who was previously at the Moroccan Pavilion. At least they're putting stuff back. I guess they're trying. We'll have to see what this brings. Moroccan was pretty cool. It was, In other news, Disney Springs announced that Chef Masha Morioto, who is an Iron Chef, if you watch the Food Network at all, he's an Iron Chef over there. He's bringing his own Asian cuisine to Disney Springs, and this I am excited about this because this guy can cook. He's a real deal. He's an Iron Chef, and he's got restaurants all over the world, so this is going to be a great experience. This will be a Japanese master chef's first ever Pan-Asian restaurant featuring flavors from across the continent. The Disney Springs dining destination will include unique exhibition kitchens showcasing traditional things like Peking duck carving and dim sum. Also today, another new concept was announced, and that was the Boathouse was announced for the landing at Disney Springs.
Boathouse is going to be an upscale waterfront dining experience that will immerse guests both on land and on water with live music, guided tours aboard the captain's piloted 40-foot Italian water taxi with champagne and chocolate-covered strawberries, guided, amphibious cars, amphicar rides that launch from land, enter the water, and take guests on a 20-minute tour of the landmarks of Disney Springs. This sounds like a blast, right? Lots of fun.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
So it's a wonderful interactive culinary and entertainment experience at Disney Springs. The Boathouse is going to open the spring of 2015, and the restaurant's gourmet menu is going to be served daily until 2 o'clock in the morning. They're going to have steaks, seafood, a raw bar, and again, this project is spearheaded by the creative design team that has brought us Rainforest Cafe, T-Rex, Yak and Yeti. So it's going to be good. And then also we want to let you know as a reminder, if you're coming down to Orlando with a very large group or your family and you want to try something different, vacationhomebooking.com has 300 Orlando vacation homes to offer and well over 15 years of experience. So you're certain to find the perfect Disney area home for your family vacation. All vacation homes feature your own private screened-in swimming pool, and many have a community clubhouse, as well as Olympic-sized pools, jacuzzis, fitness centers, and much more. So why rent 2 hotel rooms? Our thanks to the sponsor of this episode, vacationhomebooking.com. We appreciate you guys. And then, Tony, you've got some new stuff on the parking garage at Disney Springs, right?
Yeah, there's a rumor going around. They're going to do some interesting things with how you can find a parking spot. There was a circular, I think, going around to the cast members, and this is kind of how this rumor got started. So the new parking garage will incorporate some new technology that will help guests find a parking spot. Lights above each parking stall will indicate whether somebody's in that parking spot or not. Now, there will be a light, and if it's red, somebody's in the parking spot, and if it's green, that means there's a parking spot available. There were some pictures of a parking garage, I think it's at Dallas Airport. And also the way it was set up in Dallas, and we don't know if we're getting the same exact thing, but once you go into the parking garage, there'll be some LED signs that will direct you to possibly where there are parking spots. And it'll tell you, like, even the spot number. Like, spot number 20 is open, or spot number 25 is open.
Wow.
Spot number 30 is open. So if they can use that kind of technology to help people find a parking spot faster, that'll be great. The first parking garage is to open later this month, November, and the second one sometime in 2016. Now, I've also heard that anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 cars will be able to park in each of the parking garages. It could be we're getting 8,000 new parking spots, or we're getting 6,000 new parking spots. Either way, That's a lot of parking spots. It should be easier to find a place to park once both garages are open. Unfortunately, we're going to have to grin and bear it because we're only getting one garage November 20th, and then the second one will probably be later in 2016. There's also been some pictures going around of the facade that they've done on these parking garages, and they're using some metal to cover it up, and it kind of like a, I don't know what you call that, like a shiny art contemporary look on the outside now. Have you seen those pictures? No?
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, looks interesting.
It's so cool. I'm intrigued by the lights thing. I wonder if you know how many times you've thought there was a space and there was a motorcycle there or a little small car? I wonder if that's what the lights above the spaces indicate, kind of help you know that, because how many people get psyched out when it's a little a little motorcycle in the spot? So I guess at least you'll know to drive by that one. Yeah,
from the picture I saw, like once you get to the top of the ramp, you can see red and green lights, and you can go, oh, there's 2-3 spots over there, or there's 2-3 spots over there.
That is cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be, it's certainly better than driving around the parking lot and not getting a spot for 20 minutes because you're just driving. At least you'll be able to see. Or you won't go to a level that doesn't have any parking spots because the signs will tell you there are no spots there. That will be helpful as well. I hope they do that kind of system where, once you're going up, they just tell you no spots, and then lead you to where there are spots. That would be the best way to do it.
Yeah. How awesome.
What they could do is integrate it into My Disney Experience app. Based on your geolocation, once you get to the garage, it'll tell you there's 4 spots on level 4, there's 2 spots on level 2, or there's 3 spots on level 5, whatever. That would be great. Disney, it's free. That's free. You can take that idea. It's free to use. I'm putting it out there.
Well, and while we're reserving our rides 90 days in advance, why don't we reserve a parking spot at Disney Springs?
Let's do that. I'm down for that.
Maybe that's coming.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if I buy like an AMC movie ticket ahead of time, why can't I buy my parking spot ahead of time?
Right. And that's, and they could charge extra. You know how they love doing those package deals?
Yep.
I like it. Sounds good.
The charge extra was not my idea, Disney. That was Krista. So you can charge her extra. Mine will be free.
Yeah, I like your idea better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Who knew I could get so excited about a parking garage? But I am. This sounds wonderful. I can't wait. Next up, we've got some cool stuff from Disneyland Paris. So we want to thank Roy from WonderRides.com for sending this over. The Halloween soiree was almost identical to the one that was held last year at Disneyland Paris, but they did have some additions. All tickets were sold out in advance. So the tickets were $41, and the guests were able to enter the Disneyland Park on October 31st from 5 p.m. on, and then the event started at 8:30 p.m. and went forward until 1 a.m. So that's a pretty good deal. And then this year's novelties included meet and greets with random characters next to Casey's Corner, and even Cottonwood Creek Ranch hosted its own Halloween Happy Haunted Hollow. Instead of last year's show on the riverboat, guests were able to meet Tiana and friends on the Molly Brown during this soiree. Another cool thing was the Maleficent Parade that debuted at 8:30 this year. And he says, one more thing, since the Christmas season will start on November 9th, the first Christmas decorations start to appear in shops throughout the parks as well as in all of the hotels. So, kind of a reflection of what we're doing here. We're in full swing at Christmas already in Magic Kingdom, it looks like. Here at November 4th is when we're recording this, and it sounds like Disneyland Paris will be in full swing starting November 9th. So good to know. And then next up, I want to thank Randy Crane. He sent us some information from Disneyland. And of course, Randy is from faithinthemagickingdom.com. Randy says, let's start with the food news. This month's gourmet apple has been dipped in creamy caramel and robed in sweet milk chocolate and covered in marshmallows and diced almonds. This is called the Rocky Road Gourmet Apple. sounds awesome. And then also Randy says the new first aid station and Wish Lounge for Make-A-Wish families has opened, and they look wonderful. The backstage alley on the east side of Main Street appears to be ready to go as well. The new corridor's entry and exit points have been unveiled. The corridor will provide a permanent high-capacity guest exit route option Disney can use during the most crowded days of the year. And the northern gates aren't particularly themed, but the south gates look great, and they are well themed to a livery. That's really cool. First aid station and a Make-A-Wish lounge. So I'm wondering if maybe we'll get some kind of Make-A-Wish lounge at some point, huh? Of course, why not?
I don't know.
That sounds great. So thank you so much for sending that over, Randy and Roy. We appreciate you guys sending us the news from on the ground. We appreciate it. I think that's about it for the news, right, Tony?
I think that's it. Yep. Okay, this week is the last of our little series that we're doing. The best things that we like about, and we're ending with the Animal Kingdom. My favorite park of all. Saying that with a little sarcasm.
Yes.
Actually, this is the time of year that I usually make my annual visit during the winter, when it's not 805 degrees in the park.
Well, and I think you're participating in a little run, right?
I am. This Saturday, I'm doing my first ever 5K jungle jammin' run, whatever they're calling it, over there. I love running from the parking lot through the park and then back to the parking lot. That should be exciting stuff. I'll let you know how that goes on Sunday or next week.
And now, the Disney Parks Podcast Infotainment segment.
All right, so this will be our best favorite things that we like about the Animal Kingdom. Krista, you want to kick it off as usual?
Okay, sure. So even though Tony's not a huge fan, I gotta say that I love Animal Kingdom. It's a huge park, and it's not super friendly in the summertime. So I have to admit, I kind of try to avoid it when it's 90 degrees out. But right now, this park, I mean, with the weather being the way it is, you know, it's gorgeous out right now. You can truly just enjoy the beauty and the topography of this gorgeous park. And the other cool thing is there's been some nights where they have stayed open past dusk, which I love, because Animal Kingdom at night is just really special and a fun thing to see, especially when, the weather is so beautiful like it is right now. I think I'll start with the obvious. Kilimanjaro Safaris has got to be one of my favorite attractions at Animal Kingdom. It is the largest attraction in any of Disney's theme parks. They have over 100 acres of different, naturally themed environments, and you drive through there. It's very authentic looking and feeling. The safari buses are still pretty bouncy. I think they did something to them to kind of try to make them less bouncy, but to me they're still pretty bouncy. The animals are everywhere, and they've taken out the little animatronic elephant at the end, but I don't know if anybody really has missed that a lot. But every time you go, it's a different ride, because you get to see different animals, at different times of the day. I do want to recommend that you ride this one first thing in the morning if you can. It's been my experience that the animals are out running around, eating, doing stuff, especially in the summer when it's going to go up to 90 degrees. They like to be out in the morning. And I love that you're just seated in this vehicle. You don't have to walk around, like you would at a zoo. You can just kind of chill out in the vehicle and let somebody else do the driving. It's great. Also, during the rain, the animals come out too, which is interesting. I haven't been able to ride it during the rain. Have you been on this one during the rain?
No.
No, yeah, me either, but I hear it's cool. So,
have you ever been chased by a rhino?
Yes.
On this?
Well, not chased, but our vehicle was blocking his food, apparently, and it did come running at us like it was going to charge the vehicle, but it stopped. Right? It realized, oh, there's a bus there, and then it's a vehicle there, and it just walked around us. But it was an interesting experience. To have a rhino charge at you like that is exciting, to say the least.
So apparently we pissed off this rhino.
Okay.
And I really don't know why, but he decided to chase us and, chase the truck. And he did it for quite a long time. And he was keeping up. I mean, the guy was, going a little faster and faster and faster. And he got to, like the safety barrier, those things on the walkway. And that's the only thing that kept the rhino from chasing us further.
Wow.
Was, he got to the place where the rhino said, hey, all right, that's it. I'm not running over that jingle jangle thing on the...
Yeah, well, absolutely. They have systems in place, so you're never going to be in harm's way. But it's very authentic, and I mean, you really do. You feel like you're in Africa. Like, I would imagine when you're in Africa, you might get chased by a real rhino. So, kind of cool.
I think the guy was a little concerned driving the vehicle. He's like,
I bet. Yeah,
I've never had a rhino chase us that far. Of course,
he was bored that day.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your list, Tony. What else? What do you got?
I'm going to start with a twofer. The Animal Kingdom does have the two best shows on property. And we've spoken about these two ad nauseum on this podcast, so I'm not going to talk more about them ad nauseum. But one is Finding Nemo the Musical, which is a puppet singing show, and the other one is the Festival of the Lion King, which now has a new home, which I hear is the same as the old home. I haven't been there yet. These two shows are Broadway quality shows that is included with your park admission. If you do nothing in the Animal Kingdom because it's hot, go see these two shows, Festival of the Lion King and then Finding Nemo the Musical, and you will not be disappointed. You can see those and then just walk out of the park and be a happy camper. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree. Absolutely awesome shows. I never get tired of them. I went and saw Nemo pretty recently. It's just, it's breathtaking when what's his name, Nigel, the pelican.
Nigel.
Oh my goodness, he comes out and
He's huge.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that they do that so many times per day. It's
and you
great.
kind of see the kids lean back in their seats a little bit. Mm-hmm. They're kind of lurched forward because they're engaged. But when Nigel starts coming closer and closer, you start seeing the kids go back in their seats.
Yeah, it's incredible. So take time to see Nemo on your next visit. The next thing I want to mention is Divine. Divine is really special. You have to look closely. I don't think that they mark the times guides for when you'll be able to see Divine. Usually she's near Bradley Falls on the pathway between Africa and Asia. You'll see the little crowd start to gather and people are looking up and pointing and stuff like that. That's how you know she's around. So you kind of have to chill out there and wait and see. Divine's been around since 1998. She's a character that was hired by Disney to help convey the park's theme of teaching us that nature is invaluable. She's painted green, walks on stilts, and she's wrapped in leaves and ivy to camouflage herself into the rest of the park's foliage. So again, you'll probably have to get up close. There's some secrets that Divine has. There's more than one person who betrays her. She's contracted out by a different company. It's not owned by Disney. Typically, you'll find her on that pathway that I was talking to you about. Normally, it's going to be between 10 and 2. So don't hold me to that, but a lot of times that's when you see her. She won't make eye contact with you. She keeps her eyes closed a lot of the time. And, with the stilts, her height can vary between 7 and 16 feet. So there's some little interesting hints about Divine that you can tell your friends and show your family when you see her. So Divine's cool. Have you ever stopped to watch Divine, Tony?
Once. A long time ago. I don't know if it probably hasn't changed. Probably the same. Maybe not the same person, but same kind of shtick.
Yeah, very fun to watch, I think.
Okay, the other thing on my list is what I think is probably one of the best technological fun rides in Walt Disney World. Expedition Everest has got what I think is one of the coolest kind of ride systems. You start off on this nice little, mountain mine train, and then you go all the way up, and then your car goes backwards, and then it stops, and then you go forwards again. It is, I think, the best. Now, back in the day, kids, the Yeti used to, lurch out.
That was a really good impression.
Yeah. Disney is too cheap to fix him, or incapable of getting him out of the mountain so that he can be fixed. He's broken. So now you just get the Yeti with little strobe lights to make like he's moving. Unfortunately, that's the sad thing. Now, 4 years ago, this little attraction celebrated its 5th anniversary, and that's just when I moved down here. And they had an annual pass holder event. And I rode this thing 13 or 14 times in a row. Just kept going and going and going. Got to the station. I said, can I go again? She said, yes. I sat in my seat. More people got on, and we kept on. I did that over and over and over again. I got off there, I could barely walk. I had like legs of jelly.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mess with your equilibrium a little bit?
Oh yeah. It messed with a lot of things. I was not right after that. And it was funny because I was trying to get out of the park, and rather than, where Expedition Everest is, I was going to make a right and then just exit. Well, they had that closed. I had to go all the way around. I'm like, lady, I don't know if I can make it all the way around. I really don't, because it messed with my head. But I really like this ride a lot. It's almost better to ride it at night than it is during the day. I'm not saying don't ride it during the day. If you can, do both. Get a fast pass for the daytime, and then ride it at night when the line's like only 20 minutes or less. But it is fantastic. You get some really great views when you get up to the top of the mountain, and you can see all around. But I think this, and the other thing about this attraction is the queue line. There is so much stuff in the queue line. You could spend days in this queue line and not see everything. It's just, I think they I have to go look at my website again, but the amount of stuff is like larger than any other attraction. There's like thousands and thousands of items in this queue line. It's a real good attraction. It's probably one of the, Joe Rohde really did a good job on this attraction. That's going to end it there.
Yeah.
Build more like this. And, as we've spoken about, it could become the next Frozen attraction.
Oh, stop. I don't know about that.
I don't know. It's a mountain. It's got snow on it. It's got an abominable snowman in it. Could be Arendelle.
Another thing that I really love at Animal Kingdom is Kali River Rapids. So this it's a little bit out of the way. You kind of gotta, be on purpose to check out Kali River Rapids. You will totally get soaked on this ride, which during the heat of the summer is not a bad thing because, you're going to dry pretty quickly. It's a really fun, just water ride. These rafts hold 12 people each. They have names on them, which I didn't know this until pretty recently, but they each have really creative names, each one of these rafts. So one of them is Kathmanduzi, for instance. There's the Himalayan Hummer, the Sherpa Surfer. So they all have kind of cool names. The water just gets really choppy. You hear the sound of chainsaws. You smell smoke. And then around the bend, there's really lush vegetation that gives way to charged tree stumps and a logging truck. And it's just a really cool thing. You're going to see a lot of different things. You're going to see waterfalls, do a lot of spinning, and you'll feel like you're on the white water. So super fun. It's pretty quick. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer ride, but if you don't mind getting wet at the parks, this is a really fun one. Okay, so Tony, I want to know how many times you've done Kali River Rapids.
I have a confession to make. Dear Disney fans, please forgive me, for I have never been on this attraction. All right, here's my dilemma. Do you do it in the morning, do you do it first thing and then just walk around wet? Or do you do it the last thing and try and get in your car wet?
Well, I think maybe the middle of the day is the best. At least when it's really hot out, because then you're going to dry the fastest.
Yeah.
They do have lockers and stuff. If you want to put your stuff, your valuable stuff in the locker, they have that. Some people wear ponchos so they don't get wet at all, but I'm just kind of like, what's the point of that? You're either in or you're out.
Yeah, I've seen people go on in bathing suits.
Yeah.
That might be something I might...
Yeah, because then you definitely, your clothes are going to dry.
And this is one of those attractions, too, that I think during the summer and the winter, they can turn up or turn down the wet factor. Like Splash Mountain, I think they can dial in the wet factor. So I don't think you get as wet during the winter months when it's a little chilly, especially at night. I think they turn down the wet factor. If you do go on it in the dead of winter at night, you may not be as wet as August during the day.
I mean, that's a possibility. That's a really good thought.
I think they do that. I don't know. I'll have to give it a shot. Maybe I'll just have to bite the bullet one day and just be wet, and maybe I'll just go in my bathing suit and then get in my car and go home. Bring my towel and go to a water park then after that.
Yeah. Maybe we could do that for like a meetup. Everybody go on Cali River Rapids.
In a bathing suit. Bring your bathing suit. We're having a Cali River Rapid bathing suit party.
Yeah.
Bring your soap on a rope. Bring your rubber ducky. That's what we should do. Shower cap, your bath brush. The whole 9 yards. You should exfoliate on the Cali River Rapid.
It feels like a short ride, but I'm reading here it's actually a 5-minute ride. So I guess that's pretty good. Yeah, it just feels like it goes by fast. And the drop is 30 feet.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, some Disney by the numbers stuff right there. Yep. Cali River Rapids.
All right, next on my list is going to be another twofer. Animal Kingdom's got some of my favorite characters that I like to meet. One set of characters that you can meet is you can meet Baloo and then King Louie over at Upcountry Landing. And I have no idea where that is. I just find it on the map and I go see them over there. I'm a big Jungle Book fan. Anytime I can see Baloo or any characters from Jungle Book, I'm digging that. The other two characters that I like to meet is Russell and Doug. And I really liked it better when these guys were in the studios because it was inside, it was air conditioned, and it was nicer. I get it. They moved Doug and Russell, and they are now at Discovery Island. And they usually have a very long line, and I hate that. So try and do them early in the morning, I found, right around Park Open. That's a good time to meet them. Or kind of towards the end of the day, late in the afternoon, because these guys don't stay out all day, obviously. I think they're only out till about 3 or 3:15 or something like that. But I love seeing these two, Doug and Russell.
Yeah, they're fun characters.
Yeah, they're good characters to meet, and unfortunately, this is the only place that you can meet these four. That's it. They're good old characters. Get a good hug, get a good autograph, go out and hug a character.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. So we all know it all goes back to food for me. So the next one I want to mention about Animal Kingdom that I really love is the Yak and Yeti restaurant. So we recently had a food expert on the show, Rick Killingsworth. He wrote Disney Dining, takes care of the DisneyDining.com website. And he was sharing that he loves this restaurant too. So really cool. Some tips for Yak and Yeti. They actually have their own website, yakandyetirestaurant.com. They're not owned by Disney. They're owned by Landry's. This is Pan-Asian cuisine. It's wonderful. The story goes that it's situated at the base of Mount Everest in the small town of Anandapur. They've got great food, great spirited family fun, and there's a table service, Yak and Yeti, and there's also quick service. So, and it's, the same food, comes from the same kitchen, and it just depends on what you feel like doing that day. You can get awesome stuff like prawn crisps, seared miso salmon, dim sum baskets, sweet and sour chicken is to die for. And I love being up on that upper level because if you get seated by a window, you can kind of look down at the people. You used to be able to watch the Jam and Jungle Parade from up there, but unfortunately that parade is no more. So now you're just looking down at people for now. Disney always replaces things. But they've got a kids menu. There's a market. There's the whole story of you're in this like hotel. So if you can kind of walk around and explore a little bit, talk to the cast members about the backstory of this restaurant. It's very fun. It's great food. I highly recommend the lettuce wraps as well.
Yeah, it is a good restaurant. I like that. That was on my list as well. And talking about food, but before we get to that, I'm assuming that they're not going to have the Jingle Jam and Jungle Parade this year. Because if there's no Jammin' Parade, why are we going to have a Jingle Jammin', right?
Oh, for your 5K?
No, for the
for Christmas time. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's going to be pretty bleak over there in Animal Kingdom without a
Christmas
parade. That was the only daytime Christmas parade here. Well, until late December when the Christmas parade just goes ad nauseum.
Yeah. Now, I did read that Jungle Cruise and Magic Kingdom, they are getting their Christmas overlay again. So there's that. Yeah. But you're right. No Jam and Jingle Parade.
Okay. In my opinion, you can take that parade and put it in the studios because the studios is desperate for a parade. There's nothing to do over there in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Get that parade, put it over there. Put it in Epcot. Anywhere.
It's a cool parade.
Yeah, it's a great parade. My other favorite restaurant in Animal Kingdom is Tusker House, which is a buffet. It's there's some unique things here at Tusker House. There's a lot of like couscous and lentils and things like that. If you're a vegetarian, the Tusker House buffet is a great place to go because there's a lot of things for vegetarians and probably even veganish that you can get away with over there. We know Bill's wife works there at Tusker House, so she can hopefully serve you. Donna. Ask for Donna when you go to Tusker House, and hopefully she can serve you. That's it, really, I have to say about that. I haven't been there probably in about...
Yeah. It's
I
been
usually
a while.
go to the Yak and Yeti quick service is what I usually wind up eating when I'm in the parks there.
Yeah, it's good. I know.
Or
it's
Pizza
good.
Fari.
Pizza Fari. Oh my goodness. So the rooms in Pizza Fari, maybe I can make this my next one. I don't know. But you can walk around and each room is so different. And you can go in, look at the ceiling, look at the awesome, awesome detailing they've done in Pizza Fari. There's also hidden Mickeys in all the murals on the walls. We were there one day and a cast member was challenging us to find hidden Mickeys, and he's like, if you can find it, I'll give you a surprise. And we found it or whatever, and he ran to the back and got us Mickey bars, which was so sweet.
Ooh.
So yeah, he made it a little magical moment for us, which is fun. So check out Pizza Fari. It's fun. And they've got breakfast. They've got pretty good breakfast, I gotta say. Some creative items you can get over there when you know, if you get early, if you're early and you open the park or whatever. Pizza Fari is a good place to get breakfast. And sometimes it's pretty quiet in there, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, people just don't, if maybe they're going to Flame Tree, which is also awesome in its own right. I could probably make that another one of my choices. But Pizza Fari's got great breakfast.
Yeah, you can probably find a room that nobody else is in over there at Pizza Fari. Mm-hmm. I know I have.
Yeah, it's fun.
The last two things on my list kind of go together, maybe not. Number one is it's a half-day park. So you can get in and get out and get over to some other park. And Avatar Land construction. That can kind of maybe get in your way right now. I've seen lots of pictures of lots of construction walls over there. Have you been there recently, Krista? How is the construction? Avatar Land.
Avatar Land. Okay, so I've seen the crane. If you look up over the trees and stuff, you can see the crane. But other than that, I mean, they've got so many construction walls up right now and fences and stuff. It's just, they're doing stuff in the middle of the park. So there's a lot going on. But I mean, it's not intrusive really to your day. So as far as like seeing new stuff for Pandora, no, I haven't seen anything because the walls are still up and all that. But when were you there last? Has it been a while?
Yeah. Not this year yet. I would think that the construction, a lot of the walkways there are narrow, to get from place to place.
Yeah.
And then if you start putting up construction walls, I would think that it would get even narrower. I don't know, it would make me claustrophobic.
You've got to do a lot of careful planning with the construction.
Yeah. Now, you talk about the crane. I think they have started putting that nighttime show on the Tree of Life. I think that's what that is all about, that crane.
Yeah. The Tree of Life, it looks so cool at night because the leaves are all luminescent now.
Right. Oh, really?
Really, really cool. If you can get there after dark. I did an article for DisneyAvenue.com. That was my pictorial for last 2 weeks ago. The whole thing is Animal Kingdom at night. So go check that out because there's some cool pictures. I got the Tree of Life and some other stuff. Animal Kingdom at night is gorgeous, bottom line. Okay, so... Well, I think I want to share about Dinoland USA. So this has a lot of different facets to it too, but I love the kitschiness and just like the carnival feeling that you get over there. Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama, that's lots of fun. The Primeval Whirl is a really fun little roller coaster, and it like kind of spins around as you're on a roller coaster. I mean, you can't beat that. And then, of course, Dinosaur, the attraction itself is amazing. That whole area back there, the whole dinosaur area, you just feel like you're back in time and kind of like a paleontologist, but at the same time, you feel like you're on a road trip to somewhere, to one of those roadside attractions. It's like all rolled into one. It's great. I love Dino-Rama. Dinoland USA is...
Dinosaur the attraction can be a little herky-jerky. If you have neck or back problems, that's not the attraction to go on.
And also the Primeval Whirl, too.
Right. Yeah, that can whip you around, too. You might need a chiropractor after those, too. Okay, that's it for my list. Krista, anything else you want to talk about Animal Kingdom?
Well, I'm pretty sure, and tell me if this is not correct, but I think they built the whole park on an incline. So you're kind of climbing up as you go to the back of the park. And the reason for that is so you slow down and just kind of look around and, you know, appreciate some of the immersive value of this park. Again, I highly recommend going when the weather's nice, like right now, November, December, January, February. This is the time to go check out Animal Kingdom. I hope you can come back really soon and just and see it in this weather. And also these nights that they're keeping it open a little bit later. It's fun to kind of get a taste of what we're probably going to be seeing in a few years, where they're going to be open after dark quite a bit. So come see Animal Kingdom. I think it's highly underrated. I know you're not a huge fan, Tony, but there's a lot about it that I really like. It's very unique and special.
You know, I guess we neglected one thing about this park.
What's that?
There are animals also here.
Yes, there are. Yes.
Most of which are not animatronics. They are real.
Real life animals. Yeah.
The first time I saw the monkey kind of like swinging on a rope, I said to somebody, oh, how'd they get that animatronic to do that? Like, so lifelike. And the person with me goes, you moron. That's a real animal. I'm like, really?
Yep. And the Jungle Trek, too. They've got a tiger back there, and you can only see him if you go and walk on that Jungle Trek. Rafiki's Planet Watch. They've got the little petting zoo. There's just a lot to do. It's a great park, and yes, they have live animals. So, all right. So I guess we'll close out the show there. Thank you so much for tuning into the Disney Parks podcast. We hope you enjoyed our infotainment segment and got some ideas for your next visit to Animal Kingdom, things you can check out that maybe you haven't seen before. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the parks.